Recording. Amazing. Okay. Okay. The agenda for this session is going to be basically role of an account manager and what are the main responsibilities that we have, and rules of account management process, and how our account visits should ideally be like, and the tips for the same. We have finding new opportunities in the partnership, that is like upselling or upscaling or cross-selling, how to track your partnerships, and then also how to do reports, and also how to use Happy Partner, and also GCP sharing if there are some. Okay, role of account manager. This is your working sheet. If you want to go there right now, you can go, but yeah. How would you define the role of account manager? Just for, you can write in the chat or you can unmute yourself because we're just 5 people in this call.
Communicator, like between the partner and also Isaac. Yeah.
That's very good. Okay. Role of an account manager is basically managing the client relationship and to build a positive partnership, like Jay was mentioning as well, and communicating regularly, also managing expectations. Then we have the account manager. We as the account manager are actually the middle person between the partner and the people or the organization that is delivering the services, which is I said. And then creating positive customer experiences to increase customer retention. Also, because the role of an account manager is not just to create new partnerships, but it's actually to retain them, to sustain them. And also in these times when we are facing budget cuts and all of that, we might have some accounts that are facing budget cuts. So how can we be an account manager that is not entirely being focused on, okay, like this is a partner that is not bringing me any more revenue, so how can you still be an ideal account manager for them and keep them engaged? So that is also our responsibility. Tracking account metrics, ensuring that the things that we are promising them are actually being tracked and also being reported to them. Facilitating the achievement of the partnership's goals and strategizing, which is, yeah, nurturing a positive relationship with all the stakeholders, you get it, and creating a client success roadmap and finding upselling opportunities, which is basically the things that go right. How are you able to build on those achievements? How are you able to build on those good case practices to also find new opportunities with the same partner or with future partners, and finding upsell opportunities? Wait a minute. And also long-term clients tend to buy more from the company over time and refer other clients to your business. I will give you an example here. Electrolux is, I think, 17 years partnership now. I always take their example because everybody knows it. So they started as a partner of Isaac in Sweden, I think. And then it's been a really long partnership, and it is until last year, it used to be the partnership that was bringing us the most amount of revenue until 2 years ago. Yes. So how that happened was not because they initially just planned on investing so much money into Isaac, but it was because we were able to retain that partnership for such a long time. And I think us as MCVP's PD would relate to it, because a lot of times the issues that we face is that we had a really good partnership in the past, maybe with a really big company that would probably not have any issues with the budget, but we were not able to sustain it or retain it. And our role as an account manager becomes really crucial in maintaining these partnerships. Main responsibilities, basically, just to sum up: relationship management, delivery of agreed services, customer success, and up and cross selling. And what are the most important things you need to consider when managing accounts? So if you can write it in the chat or just unmute yourself, we are 6 people in the chat. What are the most important things you need to consider when you're managing accounts, from your experience, maybe?
Actually, to controlling the project that we already discussed and deal with the partners, and we have to make sure that when we creating the project, we have to achieve the sustainability of the target itself.
Makes sense, makes sense. Anything else?
The communication flow.
Definitely, definitely. Kim2 says stakeholder management. Jai says values co-creation. Definitely, definitely. Okay. Rules of account management when it comes to the things that we have to follow. So there are 6 golden rules that can make our jobs really easy. One is, and I think these are pretty simple and you will relate to it, but these are some things that we can somehow sometimes oversee. So nurturing the client relationship, which is basically remembering the personal side of business relationships. When you are the account manager, you are not the salesperson. You're more like their friend, quotes, but it's more like a personal side of the relationships. And this is the thing that I've observed while working with the global partners for the past years, is that the partnerships that have been staying for very long, and the years when they were performing really well, or how they were able to, we were able to retain those partnerships for a really long time, was actually the amount of personal touch or personal side of the account manager that was there in maintaining those partnerships. So it's like there were even, contract owners getting married and things like that. So just maintaining that presence in their lives, or not crossing boundaries, but just maintaining that kind of a relationship with them, it's very, very important. And also, I think this is something that you might relate as well, that if you have a really informal or a really good relationship with this contact person or this contract owner or this partner, things are going to be much more easier for you to kind of propose or also assess. And also in terms of if something in case goes wrong, it's also easier for them to understand your side of you, because then they know you as a person and then they trust you more. Second one is imparting knowledge, which is customers and clients look for something that we can provide that they don't have. What is our number one USP, unique selling point, is that we are young people, we have a wide young membership, and we have a wide young presence, youth presence in the countries, globally. So all of these things. And this is something that our customers are mostly looking for. But other than that, if there is something else that they're looking for as well, we have to make sure that we are portraying ourselves in the way that is our USP. So a lot of times, when I was doing marketing for global partners last year, sometimes when we're proposing digital campaigns to them, they can be very corporate minded. But then what they want from ISEC is actually to create campaigns or to launch campaigns for young people. And in such cases, what we have to do is we have to be confident that our unique selling point is that we understand the youth market, we understand what speaks to young people, and we understand the kind of content that we will create will actually speak to young people. So if they're kind of staying in the bubble of creating the corporate digital campaigns that probably are too corporate, that might not get attention of young people, then in the end, it's not good for the partner as well. So make sure that we are imparting our knowledge, make sure that you're imparting your expertise to these partners, and consider every contact and opportunity to bring value to them and find new ways to collaborate. So also, this is something that when I was in IPM in Russia this year, actually in February, so there was this goodies bag of DPDHL. DPDHL was there sponsoring the PI elections, and they had some goodies, and there was this bottle, sustainable plastic bottle, not plastic, but it was sustainable, and it had Go Sustainability Green something brand. And I was like, okay, this is very interesting. Can you tell me more about your this initiative? And this was something that they're launching to create more sustainable company, work for the environment. So it's things like that. And I was like, okay, this might be very interesting, because again, it relates to SDG, and we at ISEC are really, really passionate about working for SDGs. So it's things like this. Consider every contact or everything that you are kind of, every conversation that you're having, really understand how we as ISEC can bring value to those points. Okay, next is be transparent and communicative. So communicate timelines and budgets transparently, because when somebody's investing money in you, it's very important that you respect that investment and that you respect their point of view. That, of course, You're gonna keep things transparent, as in where their money is going, how much things are costing, or what their return on investment is gonna look like, and inform your partner about changes or possible challenges that could arise. Definitely, very very important point is that you always over communicate, never under communicate, and this is something that I would say like has been my biggest learning, because I have always been a person who was more reserved before coming to BD. And after coming to BD, there have been some challenges in the past, not after coming to BD, before that. And I'm a person who likes to solve issues on her own. So if you're this kind of a personality who is just like, okay, if there is an issue and I can just take care of it myself, it might affect things a little bit, but I can still handle it. But when it comes to partners, if there are things that will affect the already agreed upon deliverables, already agreed upon timelines just a little bit, then make sure that you're communicating it to them. You don't have to uh, tell them every single detail, but make sure that they're aware of what are the things that might change. Don't stop learning. Stay on top of industry trends and be aware of what's rocking your client's world. Definitely, it's very important. One of the good case practices that I still have not been able to implement yet, I think I will do it after the session, is that you can have a keyword, Google keyword alert on your phone that gives you notification whenever the company's name pops up in the news. So it's small things like this. You're just aware of what is going on in the company, and it will actually help you also build rapport with the person, as well as might also give you more opportunities to work with them. And use meetings with stakeholders to learn more about the company from a rather internal perspective to fully understand your partner, how their processes work. And if you're doing this kind of a thing, these kind of touch points with the stakeholders, and it's also going to give you an edge to address more of their pain points and also find more opportunities to propose to them. Next, number 5, be accountable to your client and hold your partner accountable. Yes, hold deadlines and promises that were made to your account. Yeah, of course, this has also been one of my learnings, that when you're talking or when you're having meetings with partners, it's very important that after every meeting you have like a clear call to action, that okay, by this day I can send you the proposal, by this day, or I can send you the invite, or I can share with you contact, something like that. And you make sure that you are sticking to those deadlines. Also, if from their side they're supposed to provide you with some information with some things, then you make sure that you're also following up if those things are not met, so they understand that you are a person who is like not just a young person leading an NGO, but also you're a professional. So yeah, that's something that they're gonna value a lot. Do not sell something that you cannot deliver, or something that doesn't serve the needs of the client. Of course, I think if something doesn't serve the needs of the client, then they most probably would not even buy it. But if they still buy it, I think it's just like you would rather invest in something that is going to bring value to both of you. And do not sell something that you cannot deliver. Did you promise 1,000 attendees in a webinar? Do not do that if you cannot assure it. And did you promise 1 million reach in a digital campaign? If you cannot do it, do not do that. And in these cases, this is also one of the tips that I can give you. Always, if you're promising certain numbers, always keep it in a range, that okay, if I'm trying to sell this regional conference to a partner, I know that I have around 400 registrations, but I know that it's a virtual conference and the engagement can fall down quite a lot. So I would probably keep it in the range of, okay, 100 to 400 or 100 plus. That's it. This is all it's going to be like. But also keep this expectation that, yes, it's a virtual conference. So things might change because it's the conversion rate or depends on the delegates as well. Yeah. So just like to visualize it a little bit, account management process. So how you do it, the first step is needing identification, identifying the pain points, identifying the needs of your partners, and to make sure that the proposal, the things that you're going to propose to them will actually address to their needs. I think a lot of times what we do is we swap these two things. So we start with the proposal and then we kind of get to know, okay, these are the things that would be relevant. And in these cases, it can actually be a little bit dangerous as well, because if you propose to them things that are not related, and if in those things there are things that would be super relevant, they might get overlooked. And there you go, there you lose a very valuable possible sale. After the proposal, then you have negotiation based. This can also be your meeting after the proposal, and in this meeting you can have like an agenda. Okay, I shared with the proposal. I'm happy to answer any questions once you decide or once you discuss it with your team. Any doubts that you have, and what would you like to go forward with? Then you have the contract. After coming to an agreement, you need to send a legally binding contract that has to be signed by both parties, as simple as it can be. Delivery, this is the very important part, making sure that all in the contract agreed services need to be delivered by. Segment them. If it is something that needs to be delivered by you, your NSC, your IERs, or is it your LCs, or is it your GT synergy, anything, make sure that you're segmenting them and then you're tracking them accordingly. Because again, when it comes to account manager's role, your role is to track the delivery. It's not gonna be your GT MCVP GT's role to track that they're doing exchanges with this partner. It's your role because you're the account manager. Then reporting, evaluating, and invoicing. When the engagement or recruitment or campaign or initiative is delivered, you need to report on the results and evaluate the collaboration. What were the things that went really well? Because when you're discussing those things, that also kind of creates this, brings it into life that yes, this engagement was good. But also, if there were things that did not somehow go right, it also brings to light that you are ready to improve it in the next cycle. So it also gives you a go for, okay, a continuity, even in case of things not working out. Account management plan. So make sure that you have uh, the current state analysis for the partners. And these are like some of the screenshots that you can see from PwC and DPDHL's account visits that Christina and Maria. And it's just like you can do a SWOT analysis together with the partner. It doesn't have to necessarily be, the contract owner. It can be the person who you are more comfortable with and is also related to the partnership. Then you do the partner segmentation, which is like, okay, what are the industries or what are the things that need to be delivered in this contract. Partner analysis, as in the needs and desired state. What are their needs right now? And after I deliver or after we relieve these pains, what should the ideal state look like? After this, we have numerical goal setting again, and strategy and projects creation. Perfect. Account visit. So we have different kinds of account visits, and I think this is very good to bring it into light as well. So number one is transition visit. As simple as it can be, getting to know the key stakeholders, learning about the partnership. This is probably something that you did with your predecessors, or if you didn't, I think it would be good if you do it with your successors when you get them, and identify their needs and generating the first ideas for the upcoming term. And then the planning visit. Objectives would be team ambition creation. What do we want this partnership to look like in this coming year, in this coming term? And goal setting, project planning, timeline creation, proposal co-creation, and pitching. Then you have the negotiation visit, which is like when you've proposed something to them and you're there to address. And now I think in this context, it's more going to be like account calls or account Zoom calls or something like that. But still, you get the point. The objectives of the negotiation visit would be presenting and discussing new proposals, or answering their questions, meeting new stakeholders in case there is a change in the team, in case there is a change in the contract owner, and also engaging with other stakeholders. Project planning visit, which is basically planning a conference engagement with teaming process if you are having a partner for a conference, or if you are planning to have them, let's say, an exclusive event with them, you're planning to have a world's largest lesson, which could be like huge, sponsored by them, if you're planning to have a YSF with them. So it doesn't have to be huge, because when we say visit, it can look like, okay, this is a whole day long call. It doesn't have to be. And then you have the semester review, which is basically presenting results to the stakeholders, senior stakeholders. You can even invite people from the upper management, because if the results are good, if the results are not that impressive, then perhaps you can consider to limit it, and then see like how we can move things forward in a better way in the future. And then reviewing the plan, planning the semester. So I'm gonna break you out in the rooms. What we're gonna do is, out of these 5 kinds of visits, we're gonna have you're gonna choose 2 types of visits, and then go ahead with defining roles and have like a mock agenda creation and how the meeting would look like. Okay, we have 5 people in the room. I'm gonna create breakouts. Okay, sign automatically. Group number 1, Jika, Jai, and Tara. How was it?
Just now we are actually discussing about like the difficulties that we face in account management, and also we find the similarities is like the capacity, because what we do is also we do sales and then managing the relationship at the same time. We do not have like account manager to support us after we done the sales. And then I think but then we also like get some very honest feedback from the company as itself, where they cannot have the financial support to us as well. Yeah.
Makes sense. Group number 2, Kim Tu and Ledmin.
Hello. So we discuss two type of visit, and also what is the things that we will do in the visit itself. So for the first one is from Kim. We were talking about project planning visit. So we were mentioning that we will give the input about project, and also what role to play in their project from the partner side, and also like the call to action and next step. And then another visit that we were discussing is transition visit. So we were saying the preparation before transition visit is we'll send email, like the predecessor will send email to introduce that we have a new PIC for the account. And then before entering the visit as well, we should also read the MOU to make sure the deliverables are clear. Then when we come into the visit, we can ask them for feedback about the previous communication flow, and also what can we do for the next quarter, next half of the year for the project.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that makes sense. Definitely. It was bringing me back to my account transition for Mind Valley that I had with Meet. So yeah, makes sense. Okay, just some tips for account visits. Uh, and these are some things that are more theoretically, they are more relatable to physical account visit, but they can be adapted to the virtual ones as well now. So you start with the day with your main contact person, and stay updated on like how the things are, how the day is going to look like, are there any changes, if you're going to have any meetings with your contract owner who might not be this contact person. So yeah, and then you meet with different stakeholders, also off agenda. If you are going to their office, if it's possible, maybe you can have a meeting with the HR person, or maybe you can have a meeting with head of employer branding, or anyone related, just for you to also understand how things are in the company. You can go for a lunch, or you can meet with other alumni of ISEC that are probably working in that company. You can understand how their experience is, and other interns, or even new departments. And meet with the key stakeholders not on your first day, because, and there is a reason for this. This is, I think this can be more related to your physical account visits, but there's a reason why you don't meet your key stakeholders on your first day, because you want to get more context on what is exactly happening in the company right now. And this is something that you also want to build kind of that setting towards your conversation with them. So it can be like, okay, yes, I met with actually this department yesterday and that was really interesting. Can you tell me more about it? And also for you to stay updated on what to communicate with your other contact person that you have in the company. So that's why you don't meet with the key stakeholders on your first day if it's a physical visit. But if it's a virtual visit and you have a multiple day agenda in case, then you probably have it for the second day, or you probably have it in the later session. Maybe you can have multiple calls with the break. So maybe in the first half of the day or first half of the call, you can have it with your main contact person and then invite the key stakeholders in the next half. Then if possible, make your visit longer than necessary. This is absolutely for physical visit, and have less packed days. And general output during the visit to make the follow-up process easier. So this is basically to ensure that you're not missing out on any points, you're not missing out on the things that are being discussed, you're not missing out on any ideas that have popped up in the conversations. So, yep. And also engage other MC members for upselling. Maybe it could be an opportunity or a partner that is currently a GT partner. And then during the account visit, you will get to know that there is probably, they're launching a brand for youth, or they're launching a brand for impact or CSR brand, something like that. And then maybe engage your MCV marketing for that. If it's an employer branding partner, then you get to know, okay, there is a need for young talent, engage your GT with that. If it is a partner that is probably engaged already in employer branding, but they want to connect more with youth, perhaps connect with your TM for that. Maybe you can have master classes, as we were discussing earlier as well, for your membership. This could be another selling point for you. And attend company events if it's possible, because again, it's not just for you to be that salesperson, but it's also for you to maintain your presence and maintain your engagement with their company. It should not just be like ISEC and, let's say, Apple, not just like for you to keep delivering what you're there to deliver, but it's actually much more than that. That is the role of account management. It's much more than you just delivering the services. It's not just a transaction, it's more of a relationship. And you cannot build that strong of a relationship unless you move beyond that transactional behavior, that okay, I promised you this and I delivered, we are done. So this, it should not be like that. And also attending more company events actually helps you understand more opportunities and more kind of people that are there. And also if it's a company event, perhaps more people are present in. For example, I can take it, give you instance of some partners that are coming to ISEX conferences that are not paid, probably. Let's say JCI, okay? They're more of a strategic alliance. And they come to ISEX conference, let's say it's, for them, it's a company event. And they get to interact with other companies as well here. So put yourself in that shoes, and there could be more opportunities for you there. And create a slide deck during the visit, which can be sent out afterwards to senior stakeholders to present your output, to present what were the ideas, what were the things that were discussed. Send all presentations before or right after the meeting with meeting the stakeholder. So this can be something depending on the context. If it's probably a proposal, maybe send, and you've already discussed some points, then you can send it like as a compiled things. Okay, I'm sending you the proposal that we discussed in our last call or in our last visit. And then when in this session or in this meeting, we can discuss about it. Or if it's a meeting where you are brainstorming more of it, then after the meeting, you can be like, okay, these are the points that were discussed. And based on that, I'm sending you this proposal or presentation. and write a follow-up email with the slides and next steps on the last day, or in the last day, or in case you have or just 1 day long visits, then it can also be like the following day. Okay, so you write a follow-up email. It's very important to have it in the first 1 or 2 days, preferably just like the last day, or preferably just the very next day, to ensure that, okay, the sincerity. I'm not sure how many people actually notice it from the partner side, but I think it appears like really well when you summarize it and you're efficient with summarizing the ideas or summarizing the output of the time that they're investing in you as well. So this is just like a GCP, not a GCP per se, but an example of the partnership Isaac and Eden. I will attach the link in the output. And then finding new opportunities in the partnership. How do you leverage on the things that have gone well in the past with other partners or with this partnership, and then find new opportunities for that? So when it comes to internal, it's more about identifying an internal need and selling or create a product based on that. So you find out that they probably want to get in touch with more universities, and you don't have that kind of university students, and not just ISECers, because you don't have like that big of a number present in present in university. So they want more reach to university students. They want volume, they want number. Okay, so you create a product based on that. It could be more of an ambassadorship program, let's say, that you're creating entirely for that partnership. So example can be upgrade program of DPDHL, or it can also be taken in the need of your organization, that this is something that you require. For example, ING 70 years anniversary, that we had 70 years of ISEC, and then we sold that branding to ING to be the branding partner, or to co-power this entire celebration that we had. So you have an internal need for our organization and you sell it based on that. This would majorly be for branding inside of ISEC. And when it comes to external, then you have Electrolux Global Engineering Program project, and then you have Expo Dubai. Expo Dubai is one of the largest trading festivals, or I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but it was supposed to happen this year. Because of COVID, it got shifted to October of next year. So yeah, we created a project just based on that. It also includes local volunteers, and it also includes global talent. So based on the needs of the company, we came up with a new kind of an engagement for them. And new opportunities and a broader scope of engagements you're having with the partner will actually ensure stability of the partnership and increase the relevance of ISAC within the company. Because if it is something that is directly answering to where the company is heading, what their strategies are, then you're definitely going to be relevant to them. And be creative. This is the one of the things that I learned after being a regional manager of BD, that you have so much power over innovation. You have so much power over creativity when you're in BD, even though like it might not seem like it. It might seem like, okay, marketing people are the most creative people on the planet. Maybe they are, but BD actually has the responsibility. BD actually has the opportunity to co-create things that have never been done before. That's a Global Leadership Day. We never expected to have a 24-hour event ever, and now we're doing it. And that could happen again with being that kind of partnership minded and also being creative. Idea validation with other stakeholders, how you, yeah, partnership manager or junior employees, proposal creation, just being the associated steps, proposal pitch to the contract owner, and then you, based on the feedback that you get from the contract owner, you implement it, and then proposal pitch to either again, do it again, or if it was not that well, then you brainstorm it again. Okay, how can we still come up with new initiatives? And then you go with approvals. And I would like to know from you, how do you track your partnerships? This is spoiler alert. You know what we're gonna discuss now. Do you currently use a system to track your partnerships? It's basically about CRM. So yeah, wait, Let me show you. So this is the CRM that we're actually using on the global site. I know Expa also has another tool right now available to use, but we're using this tool called Odo. I'm not sure if you've heard of it. Yes, HubSpot definitely. So we're using Odo. Audio is also good. Yeah. And the screenshot that you see here, as you can see, like a lot of these things are, yeah, you can track them based on like suspects, new opportunities or prospects, leads or qualified, sent proposals, proposals confirmed, proposals signed. And then when you click on these opportunities, I mean, I don't need to explain you how CRM works. So, it's very important if you're not using it right now, if you're only using Google Sheets for account management, do not do that. It's very important to incorporate Odo in every single thing that you're doing in BD. And right now, how I'm trying to get used to CRM, because I never did it in the past. I was not in BT. All the meetings, even the meetings that I have with MCVPs, I record them in my CRM, because then it is the one place where I can see the outputs from my meetings, the things that we discuss, the ideas that we discuss. And then you also have the planning tool. This can be a Google Sheet where you are tracking the progress of deliverables, where you have numbers. Yeah. And you can also have extra tools. You can create more sheets. You can create more things that help you make structured, help you stay structured, and depending on the needs. But I would honestly recommend having a CRM if you do not have already. When it comes to reporting, when do I have to send a report? It's very important. Number one, after conferences, if you have a partner coming to a conference, even if you have it in the contract that, okay, you will send a report after 1 year or after a semester when you're going to go for evaluation, make sure that you're also sending them a report after an event that they engage with. It doesn't have to be that detailed depending on their engagement, but it's very important to show them, okay, how much their engagement was relevant and how much their engagement was worth actually. After digital campaigns, how many people you reached. I think I have already shared the reports, or if I haven't, I will share it. I will link it in the output. You can have a look at some of the digital campaign reports that I've done in the past, and ideally quarterly or after a cycle for global talent. That I think is okay. Amazing. And annual summary report for contract negotiations. This is, I think, almost all of us do. What is included in a good report? Data, data, data. Numbers are always relevant, even if your partner is pretty chill, they don't care that much about numbers. It's always relevant because from your side, again, over communicate always. Qualitative information and evaluation, and next steps derived from the results. If it was, again, a good engagement, what were the good case practices, and how we can, maybe you can also add some inferences. There have been some campaigns. I will take more examples of the campaigns because this is something that is really personal to me. I've directly engaged with them. So there have been campaigns in the past. If a partner has done multiple campaigns with you and they're in the middle, perhaps there was a campaign that didn't have that much of a result as the other campaigns. So you can also add inferences that you derive from the performance of that campaign. Maybe this was the thing, or maybe this was the reason why it didn't work out compared to the other ones, things like that. And then always include visuals, pictures. How to use a happy partner. Number one is upsell. Use the chance to propose new opportunities, the things that are going well. Make sure that you're building on that. And also the conversations that you're having, are they coming up with new sustainability initiatives? Are they coming up with new, check out their community pages, check out their like we care part of the website, check out their CSR part of their website. What are the socially relevant things that they're engaged with? Is there an opportunity for Isaac to collaborate? What are their upcoming campaigns? Even if they're a GT partner, we might be too comfortable staying in GT, but what are their upcoming campaigns? Is there something that might relate to youth? Is there something that might relate to impact? Something like that. And then if it's a happy partner, again, how you can use it as a lead to, or as an amplifier to get more partners. If you really have a happy partner, make sure that you're getting a testimonial. You can even invest some amount of money to create like a proper employer branding video, or just go to their office with a camera and a good quality videographer and just have like a proper database of the happy partners that you have, because it's not just going to help you with your future digital marketing campaigns, but also to just have it on your website or in your future proposals. And also, if a partner is really happy and you're an account manager that has successfully built a good relationship with them, they will actually help you get more leads for other companies, because especially with like, they might even help you get introduction to more companies, get HR people. They usually know more HR people. There might be people who have been recently working at this company that you are collaborating with, but they might have previous companies that they've been associated with. And if you've done a good job in delivering this partnership to them, they might introduce to their contacts in their previous companies. So it's things like these that you can find opportunities in. And this is pretty much it. I think we can have, if it is okay, if you have any question, you can just let me know. But we are done for this session for now. Do you have any questions?
Which is how long we need to do the account visit? Like, what would you suggest? Like, how long? How's the duration we need to do one account visit with company?
I can't hear you that well. I'm sorry.
Sorry. So I'm asking how long is the duration that we need to have one account visit, which means like let's say with PwC, how long you will visit them once in a year?
Okay.
How many times?
When it comes to the global site, we have at least 2 partnership visits to the office, but those partnership visits are usually like 3 or 4 days long, and it's not like a super heavy agenda, but still, because you have to stay within the working hours, so it's not going to be as heavy as an ISEC day. But yeah, other than that, I think on a national scale, it depends. Sorry, I can't hear you. You're muted. Yeah.
Thanks, Sumi. Yeah.
Okay. Anything else? If there is not anything else, I will let you go. And I will see you tomorrow for the PD sessions, and we can move into, I think you can have like a short break, or if it's your lunch or dinner time, I'm not sure what time it is. I'm sorry. You can have it in the workshops. Okay, guys.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.